Hey guys, welcome back to the third video. So this one right here, we're going to work on our models and our routes. So let's get under models. As we mentioned, I'll set up a new file. I'll just call it todo.js. So I'll do for mongoose equals require mongoose. Excuse me. And then we'll do our module dot exports equals mongoose dot model, and then we need the name of our app here. So call this to do since I'm just to do whatever. We'll pass in a text. Oops. And we'll do a type, which is a string value, and then default is just blank. So this will be part of our request for our mongoose aspect of it. Hold on. I forgot to add this right here. And so that right there works. So that is set up. Try to do little things first because the big things are the routes. There's a lot of route work. Let me see here. Oh, excuse me, man. All right, so everyone set up the routes. That's a lot of coding. That's why I was trying to not want to do it. So under app, create a new file, call routes.js. So just a little clarification with routes. I'm not sure if you've ever used them before, but they're basically responsible for determining which controller method to execute on a given URL. So it's kind of like a route. Think of it as when you go to www.pointpark.edu/ we'll say IT. It pulls up the IT page. But let's say that you wanted it to go somewhere else. When you pull up the IT page, you could reroute it somewhere. And that's kind of what these routes do. It does stuff for you automatically. Like when you go to website address, it automatically uses the index.html as the default file. So it's a little different, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it's not too bad. So that's what we're going to do is set this up. Thought I added this, but let's do a new file, maybe. Oh, we do have the routes here. Nice. Didn't even see it. All right, cool. Click escape there. And so let's get started. My apologies. To do equals require. And we want to have models, which we have models, and our to do list, which is right here, this guy right here. All right, so we have a function. I'll say get to dos and res for what we're passing over. So we'll do a to do dot find the function, passing an error message in case to dos, and this guy right here. So if there's an error, if we receive an error, we'll want to send the error nothing after. So basically we want to have error handling in case something happens. So I'll say if error happens, we want to res send. So this way we prevent this from happening. Res JSON to dos So what this does, it returns our tasks in JSON format. So as you remember the page that I had up, it'll return it in JSON format. So we want to make sure that we have that in place. Yep, that's it. And we'll do this. And we'll do this. All right. So now let's set up module dot exports equals our function app. And so this is going to be like the API aspect of it that we mentioned. And so that's why we're using the other module that we downloaded. So we'll do app.get, and then we'll grab the API /todos. Let me think about this. Okay, function, and then res. Perfect. And so now in order to do this, we need to use Mongoose to get all the to-dos. So we grab this function and say, hey, you know what, we need to grab this information, go over here. Now I have API, it's not the actual, it's not that directory, it's not a directory called API. And then it needs to go to the database in order to get that information. So this is where it's making the database call. So I'll put database call. So we get to-dos right here. So we called the function, and then we pass in res. So now we could go out there, pass in our request, and say, hey, give us what we need, and then it'll provide us some information back, and then we could go from there. All right, so let's see here. Let me change this a little bit. Come down here, and we'll say this gets everything. We'll say all tasks. All right, and then this right here will create a task and send back for creation, after creation. Sorry. So we'll do app.post, and I'll post what we're doing, which is writing something, creating something. We'll do to-dos. We'll do function, req for request, oops, comma, res, and then there we go. All right. So part of your homework assignment is I want you guys to recreate what I did here, post it into your GitHub, and then I want you guys to also create your own application using some of the same functionality that we used here, but set up a new profile and do something differently that you're connecting to the database. All right, moving on. All right, create a task. All right, sorry, trying to see where we're at here. We did get all tasks, and we need to create a task. So we did app.post. So now we'll do to-do create, and we'll do text req.body text done false. We'll do this here, and we'll do function. So now we have to call the function to do, and we'll say if an error message happens, which we hope not, but can happen, or send an error, and then we'll do the same thing that we did over here, get to do's. So we call that same function. This gets and returns everything. I think I got some of this messed up here. Let me clean this up a little bit. App to get to do's right here. should have this out further, I think. I'm just trying to clean it up because it's a little messy, to be honest with you. All right, so we have that going there. Create app, that's good. Right there. We want to probably have that in the same area, so maybe indent over a little bit. And this guy over here will indent him down. Alright, that looks good. Good. I'm just trying to clean this up because I think what I got going on here is just a little messy. And to be honest with you, I don't know what the heck's going on. Alright, so we got that going there, and then we have this guy right here will be equivalent to our to-do. Perfect. Yep, that looks good. Then there we go. Alright, a little better. Now we need to do a delete. So I am going to do this task. So that's when you delete a task. I'm going to see if I can copy and paste some of this information here, because some of this is pretty much the same. So let me think here. Copy this. Go down here for delete and paste it, and then we'll just change it around a little bit. So it's called delete. To-dos. This time is going to be a little bit different. You're going to add a to-do ID. Oops. You have your function. Something looks a little hectic here. API, to-dos. Let's see, API, to-dos, / oh, okay, I see what I did. I need to have this here. To-do ID, that looks good. Function, requirement, res, okay. All right, so now we need to do a remove. So we do a remove. And then we change this up a little bit. So we'll just take this out, do underscore our ID that we're going to use, req dot parameters dot to do ID, function err to do. Yep, that looks good. We're going to use the same thing. That looks good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Perfect. See, that actually, I should have been doing this a long time. All right, so I'm actually going to save this real quick. I want to make sure things are working. All right, yeah, because see, this doesn't look right. Something's wrong. Trying to figure out what is going on here. Delete a task. So I'm going to copy in something here to verify it. See if I have spelled something wrong. All right, so I obviously have something wrong here. What do I have wrong? App delete. Oh, see, I was missing a tick here. That's what I was missing. It's nice to verify. All right, so now that looks better. I was a little scared. What did I do wrong? All right, perfect. So make sure you have that tick in there like I did. All right, so moving down to the bottom here. So we'll do the last part, the application. We'll do app.get. We'll do pass in a star for everything, called our function, our request, our send. Let's see here. There we go. And then we'll do res.send file, directory name. Oops. plus public index.html that we haven't put in place yet. This loads a single, so this will load the single view file. And so this actually in this case is using Angular to handle the page changes on the front end. But we got something wrong here. I think this is like that. Yeah, so you have to do, when you do that, do shift and the guy next to the plus sign or the 0, which is your directory name. And that right there is it, I believe. That is all, hold on, not all done. Need to close this out, and then ultimately, which I should have been further over, to be honest with you. Excuse me. All right, so make sure we got our delete to do. That looks good. Perfect. All looks good. Set up our services. Sorry. So we have models, routes, our service. Let's see here. We have our model set up, our to-do. We have a route set up, so that's good. So let's see what's next. We have our database. Trying to see what else we have left. All right, we haven't put anything in HTML yet either, so I'll save the best for last. We could probably, our controller is long. Our services are shorter, so let's do this. Excuse me. All right, cool. We'll do Angular dot module. We'll call it to do service and open close bracket here. You don't have to do that here with an Angular. So we're just going to do a simple service. Each function will return some type of object. So we'll do factory to-dos, HTTP. Oops, here's where we use Angular. HTTP function, and then HTTP. And we don't need the bracket in there. And we need to have this here. We'll do a return. Excuse me, we'll do a get function. And we'll do a return http.get API to-dos. So we'll go back to our routes. And then we'll do a comment here. And then we could probably pretty much do the same thing here. So we're going to do some copy and paste here and just change some stuff up. Sorry. And like that. And then we'll have this here. We'll do our bracket here to close it out and that. So now we need to change this up. So we're doing a create. We are doing a text economy, create function. In this case right here, we're going to do to-do data. We're going to return http dot instead of get. We're going to do post, and we're going to do API to-dos, which is what we're doing. And now we're going to pass in a parameter. And what are we going to do? We're going to do data. We're going to pass in what we're doing. We're doing this. We're doing a delete function. This time we're going to pass in, like we did before with the routes, we're going to pass an ID, that ID that we're returning or purging. We're going to do a return, and then we're going to do a dot delete this time. See how you can make things easier. To-dos, we're doing this right here. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to do a /, and we're going to add something on. Bless you, someone sneezed. ID, and that's it. So we just made that really easy. So that is the services. So I'm gonna stop this video and come back. So that's our services. We already did a lot. We come back and we're going to set up our controller, which is pretty extensive. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.